Hi everyone. Reading comprehension can be difficult for some people. I know personally, reading comprehension is something that I struggle with, always have struggled with, and even as an adult. So today we're going to be discussing some effective reading skills and how to improve that when it comes to reading comprehension. My name is Maria Hamill, and I'm the Learning Programs Coordinator here at Veterans Upward Bound. If you have any questions or concerns, want to talk about workshops, feel free to shoot me an email. My email is here on the screen. So today we're going to go over why is reading comprehension important, tips for better reading comprehension and reading skills, and some resources for you moving forward. So first up, what is reading comprehension and why is it important? Reading comprehension is simply as understanding what you have read. Although we all know that comprehension can be difficult and there's a lot more to it than it is just understanding what you've read. But it's important because it's linked to higher academic success. Reading comprehension helps understand the complex information and helps you make informed decisions, improves your communication skills, and it also helps us think critically within the text and just overall in life. So today we're going to be going over the majority of this workshop today, the tips for better reading skills and comprehension. All of these tips and tricks are from irisreading.com and learnenglish100.com. Combination of my research is from there. So we'll be going over tips such as reading often, asking questions, reading in sections, deciding which medium of reading works best for you, pacing yourself, self-monitoring, annotating, and reading in company. So first up is reading often. So it's suggested that you read every day for at least 15 minutes. This helps you build your vocabulary, your comprehension overall, memory of the new topics, and helps with your concentration and many other advantages. So it sounds like, reading every day can be daunting. However, if you break it up into little increments, maybe 15 minutes, that can be helpful. It's also important to ask questions. This helps you understand what is happening in the text and helps you comprehend the sentences faster. When I say ask questions, it's kind of like you're making up questions that are regarding to the text or what you're reading that can help you understand and test your knowledge of what you're reading. So maybe you're making up questions for a paragraph in your head, or you're gonna write them down in a notebook. And if you can't answer your own questions, reread that section. If you can't answer them, it's okay if you need to go back through and reread. So you might be thinking, all right, well, asking questions, that's a lot. If I don't even know what's happening in the text or I'm not comprehending it, how do I even start asking myself questions? So here are some prompts that might be helpful for you moving forward when it comes to asking questions about a paragraph or a section or even a text. So I received these questions from teamtomeducation.com. So I'll link that link in the email of this workshop. So if you want to take a look at it and come up with some more questions that pertain to the text you're reading, you're more than welcome to. So here's just some basic questions that maybe you can start off with when it comes to comprehension. So number one is, what do you think the author hopes you would think after reading the text or section? 2, can you summarize the text in just 2 or 3 sentences? 3, what connections can you make after reading that blurb? So these are just to help you get thinking about what you just read and hopefully be able to comprehend everything a little bit easier. Next up is reading in sections. So when you read in sections, maybe just like, let's say, a paragraph per section or even a chapter, however it works for whatever you're reading, this helps you take notes more effectively. Also, by breaking up the text, it's less daunting. You know, we can see, okay, I need to read this paragraph, and then maybe I can take a small break. And it seems a little less scary and less daunting than having to read an entire chapter, let's say. It's also helpful to decide which medium of reading works best for you. So maybe reading hard copy is best, reading on a Kindle, reading virtually online or on your phone works best for you. So whatever works best, stick with it. Reading can be difficult to begin with, so especially when you're trying to learn something new. So let's try to make it as easy as possible on ourselves. There's also enlarged text if that's something that you do need, and that can be found through hard copy, Kindle, virtually, etc. So lots of options for you. Pacing yourself is important. If you need to reread a section multiple times to understand a concept, that's okay. I know when you're looking into reading comprehension and reading skills, it's often suggested that you need to increase your reading speed. However, I disagree with that. I think it's okay to be a slow reader. If you need to reread something to understand a concept, that's awesome. Do whatever it takes to help you comprehend the text. Self-monitoring, you are your best self-monitorer. So if you find yourself distracted while you're reading, ask yourself, what do I need right now? Do I need a break? Do I need a snack? Do I need some water? Sometimes filling your immediate needs and then coming back to whatever you're reading when you're more focused is important. So I don't know about you, but if I'm reading something that I need to remember and I'm distracted and maybe I'm hungry or something, I'm not going to learn anything. So maybe fulfilling your immediate needs first and then coming back to the reading once you're more, your body feels better. Annotation is great for comprehension. So using your highlighters, writing in a book margin, writing notes in a notebook while you're reading can be helpful. So maybe writing down or highlighting important concepts that you're reading, information that you don't understand and maybe want to look up later after you're done reading, some important words and phrases that you're reading that you think might be in a test or something that you need to know in the future. By annotating, it helps with comprehension and understanding because we're reading something and then we're physically writing something down or we're physically highlighting something. So that it's kind of solidifying that information in two places, via reading and then through writing or highlighting or doing whatever is best for you. And last one of the day, reading in company. So maybe that's reading with a friend or discussing key points after you're done reading. So this can be either you're reading with someone aloud in sections and then discussing key points or questions that you might have, or it can also be I'm reading with somebody and we're discussing the information through text or email later on. So it's just kind of bouncing ideas off of somebody can be helpful, and bouncing ideas of, hey, I understood it this way. Are you understanding it this way? Or I have a question about this. What do you think about it? It also helps solidify what you're reading because you're verbally talking about it and you're also reading it. So something to look into. So I touched on the last slide a little bit about kind of the note-taking and the annotation when it comes to reading. So I do have a previous workshop on effective note-taking skills. So in that last slide, we kind of touched on annotation and how to take notes while reading, but I didn't really go into the full depth of it. So take a look at that workshop on note-taking, and I'll make sure to link it in the email of this workshop. So I dive deeper into note-taking, so that might be helpful for you if you're struggling in that area. I'll also make sure to link the Grand Rapids Literacy Center. So they have resources for folks who are looking to increase their comprehension or maybe looking to get help on reading in general and English in general as well. So I'll make sure to link that, both of those links in the email of this workshop. I also want to mention that VUB does have access to tutors and other resources that can help you with reading. So if you are looking to get help in that area, please feel free to contact us. I have our email, phone number, and website on the screen here. So we're more than happy to work with you and get you what you need. So awesome. Thank you so much for taking a look at this workshop today, and hope to see you in the future.